Well, after our FA Cup exploits of the last episode, I have to admit I'm feeling very, very relaxed about the season, really enjoying it. I've got a nice cup of tea here. I'm just really, really chilled. But maybe that has to end today because we have two huge, huge games away from home. First of all, we go away to second place Gloucester, who have a game in hand on us and are the hot favourites for promotion this season. And then we go away just a couple of days later to fourth place Chester. This could be a real season decider right here. Let's do this. Well, welcome back everybody to TURDS Into Diamonds here with AFC Rushden Diamonds. Yeah, we are going really, really well. Obviously, when we were last here, we lost in the FA Cup first round. We took Blackpool to a replay and got that nice payday away from home. It was a really nice day out, and well, since then we've just really been enjoying the football. We have, if we take a look at the schedule, we have basically gone on a really nice winning run since then. But there is a defeat in there that you can see, and it's a little bit of a disappointing one. We are out of the Southern League Cup. Obviously, we had to play this competition as holders, and I was using it to really give games to some of the fringe players and to keep guys fit and keep them fresh. And you can see we lost to local rivals Bedford Town. Um, yeah, it was disappointing. Schaller in goal played a 6.3. We actually kind of played all right here, but we just couldn't find the goals. Um, yeah, I don't know what to say. I'm disappointed to go out, but at the same time, obviously it wasn't a competition that we were prioritizing. We played really, really poor in every round of this competition, and I put that down to players just not being fit and fresh. They were kind of having to use these games to get their match fitness up, and yeah, we just ended up sort of rolling over in the end. It was a big disappointment, and like I say, it's not as if any of my first team regulars are going to play in this competition, but I did want those extra games just to keep people happy and keep them involved. So it's a little bit of a shame that we're out of there. Um, what else have we done? We went through in the FA Trophy first round. We beat Canvey Island 3-0. Very, very simple. And Mason Burstow got his first goals. We made a few changes to the team for this game, and well, it was in the end a really comfortable win. Lloyd Marsh from the penalty spot also got a goal there. We then played Scarborough Athletic at home in the Vanarama North, and this was another really easy win. James Price picking up 2 goals. He has been on very good form. He's now up to 20 goals for the season. We then, after losing to Bedford in the Southern League Cup, we then played a fantastic game against Braintree. And I have to say, even though we conceded 2 goals, I feel like this was our best performance of the season. Maybe the best performance we've had since we arrived at the club. You can see James Price got a hat-trick here. He now has 3 hat-tricks this season, the 18-year-old. And if we take a look at the goals here, I mean, to be honest, the team is now really playing some fantastic stuff. Really enjoyable to watch. Obviously, that is down to how the match engine interprets our tactics and illustrates them. But it really seems like we've got some great flow going on at the moment. We're playing some really, really nice stuff. So if we look at the goals here, I mean, this was right at the start of the game in the 4th minute. Really nice passing move. And Thomas Hughes, who hasn't been scoring like he was in the league below, but he's been playing very well. Then Price gets the first of his goals, set up by Jay Williams. Awful, awful goalkeeping to let them get back into the game, but we then just carried on where we left off. Price setting up Marshes. A really confident finish from him. Into the second half, Waltman really doing well down the line, and there was Price again just to tap it home for his hat-trick. It didn't stop there. Look at this. Just absolutely phenomenal football. You can see some of the moves we put together were just absolutely delicious. And Marshes getting another one there before, again, another horrible goalkeeping error from Sam Blair. Really uncharacteristic, the errors that he made in this game. But we come out with a huge win, 6-2, and really nice to get some goals up on the board. After that, we beat Enfield Town 1-0 in the second round of the FA Trophy. They are in the league below us. We did make some changes here. James Price getting the goal again. You can see he's not scoring every game, but he is now becoming a very consistent performer. Darlington at home in the Vanarama North. We won this one 3-0. I'm going to show you in a moment the wage budgets for all the teams. Darlington are one of the teams with the highest wage budget in the division, and they are doing horribly. You can see here we had another good performance. Diamond Edwards getting a goal. Waltman also on the score sheet again. He has been performing really well. And Folks are right back getting his first AFC Rushden Diamonds goal set up by King James. So a really confident performance there. We then went away to Curzon Ashton, who I think were in 6th when we played this game. Another 3-0 win here, and you can see we completely dominated. I thought this was going to be a tough game, but we played them off the park. Burstow got a start and his first league goal, which was really nice. Price was a little bit tired. We are on a serious run of games in quick succession right now. But nice to see Burstow starting to make himself a viable option to come on and start games. So yeah, again, just another really confident performance, and this is why I'm so relaxed, because I just feel like we're just going to score goals every game. I feel like it's a league of really kind of 5 or 6 teams at the most, and then the rest of the league really isn't up to much. We then had an away game against Blythe. Blythe Spartans. I was expecting to actually do a triple header today because Blythe Spartans have been going so well in the league. But since we lost that FA Cup game, since that point, Blythe Spartans have just fallen off a cliff. They have really dropped, and they were in mid-table when we played this game. And although we only beat them 2-1, they made it a little bit nervy. Walker Rice, scoring a free kick late on, make it a little bit of a nervy finish. But we were in total control of the game, as you can see from the stats. And I also made 10 changes to the team here. 10 changes from the first team regular 11. This was because we only had a day's rest before we then take on Gloucester today. So I didn't want to have the team tired. I thought it was a calculated risk. I thought I would put the reserves in, basically the same team that lost to Burton in the Southern League Cup, but they absolutely came up trumps here. Leo Gaxer, who hasn't had many opportunities this season, an absolutely wonderful long-range strike. Diamond Edwards scoring again, and it was just a really comfortable performance. And the great thing about that is that Gloucester were playing on the same day. So they drew 1-1 with Nuneaton Borough. They completely dominate the game. I had a look at the stats for the game. They were FM'd, to be honest. They really should have won it. They had a much higher XG. They had so many more chances. But they did draw 1-1 at home. So they have dropped points. And they are also very tired going into this game. So I'm hoping we can take advantage of that, because we are fully fresh and ready to go. We've got this game against Gloucester today, and then in 2 days' time, we have got Chester away. So it's a really, really pivotal point in the season, I feel. So we're going to see what happens. Just to let you in on a couple of things before we go into that. We are waiting for Kieran Gilligan to make a decision about where he wants to play his football. I have offered him a contract. I think it's £325 a week, which for a central midfielder of this quality is absolutely superb in our division. Chester have also offered him a contract. I obviously don't know how much they have offered, but I'm hoping he picks us. I have very limited wage budget that I can spend, but I saw Kieran Gilligan. We had him in on trial, and when I saw how much he was willing to come for, I thought I've just got to do it. If we compare him to King James, you can see he's now far, far superior to our captain, who has actually been doing pretty well. But he beats King James technically, mentally, and physically. He's just an all-round better player. He's only 22 years old, and I feel like he is the midfielder that can really, he can step in and play defensive midfielder. He can be a deep line playmaker. I think he is Football League quality. I think he just really rounds out our squad nicely and really gives us that extra push on towards the end of the season. Maybe at only 5'7" and with only 5 jumping reach, he's not the greatest physical presence in the air, but he is very strong. And I mean, he's got great marking, good tackling. He's just a really, really good all-round player. So I'm hoping he accepts us. And I guess I would then, because in terms of the wage budget, we're actually really struggling. We are now, if he signs, we are going to be about £500, £520 a week over the wage budget. I think I would certainly have to try and let King James go, and maybe I think what I'm going to have to do is offer out Morton Spencer on a free transfer. I've got him listed for £8,000. He hasn't got any interest, only need a market, want him on loan. No one wants to pay his wages. So I think I'm going to offer him out on a free transfer, and I think I would probably do the same with our captain King James if Kieran signs. So we'll see what happens on that one. Before we go any further, I just wanted to sort of show you all what we're up against this season. Obviously Gloucester are second, York are third, Chester are fourth. If we go and look at team stats, here I've got the wage budgets on. You can see York are paying £820,000 a year. They have a huge wage budget. We are paying £234,000 a year. So we are basically nearly 4 times smaller than York in terms of their wage budget, and Gloucester are paying £773,000 a year. So I mean, again, they're well over 3 times bigger than our wage budget. Darlington, who pay around about 70,000 a year more than us, are down in 17th, and Telford are down in 20th in danger of relegation, as are Chorley. So really, we're kind of punching above our weight, and although we are attracting really good players now, I can't sign any of them because they all want really good wages that only the likes of York, Gloucester and Darlington can probably pay. So I need to go up in order to be able to get those next level players in, really. And apart from that, apart from seeing how much an advantage Gloucester have over us on the wage budget, you can also see here that all these red and yellow players are all from Gloucester. They have 5 players in the Media Dream 11. We now have 2. Bailey Clements at left back, and James Price has now worked his way into the Media Dream 11, which is great to see. We have dropped to 5th favourites. We were 2nd favourites when the season started, and we have now dropped to 5th. So again, that just kind of shows you the spending power of these teams above us. So today's game, if we now get into it, today's game is absolutely huge. It's a game in hand for both us and Gloucester over York. and Chester. Chester not playing today, so the advantage that we have over Gloucester today of having players fresh, Chester are going to have over us in the next game. Now, the way we are going to set up, like I say, I've completely rested the team in the last game, so that means we've got a nice fresh squad to pick the first 11 from. Sam Blair in goal, Williams and Clements the fullbacks, Gabadebo and Ray the centre-backs, Jack Earing on a booking, hopefully he doesn't pick that up today, and Ryan Croasdale the midfielders. Ryan Croasdale, the only player under a 7 average. Ball-winning midfielders don't really get good averages on this year's FM, but again, I think if we get Kieran in, he could be occupying that place, maybe as a deep-line playmaker. Max Waltman and Thomas Hughes on the wings, as always. Lloyd Marsh Hughes in the number 10 role where he's been performing really, really well. Again, hopefully he doesn't get that extra booking. And James Price up front. On the bench, a lot of very tired players from playing a couple of days ago. So Wunmi, King James, Jack Brown, Diamond Edwards and Mason Burstow. So some decent options to come on off the bench there. Let's see how this goes. I feel like I've calculated things well. Getting the result against Blythe Spartans just really put us in a nice position, and hopefully just that extra freshness that our players are going to have, we can take advantage of today. I'm kind of wondering if I should go a little bit more defensive and kind of drop Lloyd Marsh Hughes into the midfield. What I am going to do for sure is just mark up their fullbacks with Hughes and Waltman, just as they're likely to push on. I think with the fact they're playing a defensive midfielder rather than an attacking midfielder, I think I'm going to leave Marsh Hughes up there, even though that means he's going to be marked by their defensive midfielder. I think he's a good enough player to find spaces. So that's all I'm going to do there. The only other thing will be distribute to the flanks from the goalkeeper, with them having 2 attacking midfielders up there. I'm going to leave everything else for now. I'm going to see how things go. I feel like I've got to be confident in my team. I mean, I'm going to go with show that the recent praise is justified. They've responded very well. Yeah, I feel like we are going to score goals, whatever. I've got so much confidence in this side that we have got goal scorers, and defensively we've been superb, as have Gloucester. But I just think if we can defend as well as usual, I think we've got at least a goal in us every game. So let's see how this goes. I mean, even though it's a big game, I just really feel relaxed. Even with this highlight starting with Gloucester in possession, I feel really relaxed here, but they were in. Is that onside? It was a great tackle from Gabadebo right at the death there. It looks like it was onside as well, so that was crucial. Really, really impressive last-ditch challenge. We get in and win that, but they get it back, and they've had a good start here. We're struggling to get hold of the ball. I wonder if I need to stop playing out from the back as they get in. And was that a save? It wasn't. It just goes wide. So a really strong start from Gloucester. And again, I mean, just seeing the quality that they've got. Now we've picked up an injury. Who do I go with? Do I go with King James to battle it out in the midfield, or do I go with Jack Brown and his creativity? I think I'm going to go with Jack Brown. See if we can really get hold of it and dominate the possession in there. And that's disappointing. An early injury for Jack Earing. And again, if that's a serious injury, that makes it even more important to reinforce the midfield with a new signing, doesn't it? Yeah, things have not gone very well so far, have they? I am just going to make that change. We are going to stop playing out from defence. And I'm going to look to play for set pieces, and I'm going to go a little bit wider. Just with them having that defensive midfielder in there. I'm going to leave it at that for now, Do I want to maybe not defend so narrow because they are attacking down the wings as well? I'm gonna go a standard defensive width. Let's just see if those changes can provoke a little bit of a change in the rhythm of this game as Hughes gets hold of it. So at last we seem to get a highlight in our favour. Will they win it back here? They haven't. They have now. And they look a strong team, don't they? They look very good. And now Jack Brown just starting to get hold of the ball in midfield for us. A lovely ball over the top from Williams for Hughes. Can he get a cross in? He can. And Price sees that chance, saved. A nice move. And is the tide turning in this game now with those changes that we've made? And we've got to remember in the second half, I mean, they are going to get very, very tired as well. They are going to be absolutely shattered. Some of their players look pretty much dead on their feet already. Let's just encourage the players here. It has not been a good performance so far, despite the fact we've had the majority of the possession. They have looked well in control, and I think you can see from the XG there the quality that they possess. I'm going to tell the players I'm not happy. They have responded well. Let's see if we can get a turnaround in this second half. I'm expecting fitness to start to tell. But, I mean, sometimes in Football Manager, it doesn't really go that way, does it? It often seems like the computer teams are not affected by... oh, man. Come on, Sam Blair. He has not saved a penalty for us yet. And even though he saves that one, they put the rebound in. I'm going to go attacking now. And I'm going to start to press a little bit more, I think. Really disappointing performance, this. I think even though we know how good a team they are, I think... let me just change up here. We are going to full out press. And I'm going to press higher up the field as well. And we're just going to start to just distribute more quickly. Look to hit them on the counter-attack. A little bit less possession, perhaps. And I'm going to ask my players to be more creative. Yeah, it just seems like the computer teams are less affected by fatigue than your own team. And you can see, I mean, we are just not getting anything out of them at all. I'm not sure what I can change to here. Maybe this might be a time to look for last season's formation. Is that offside? It's not, as we nearly give away another penalty. And it's still not dealt with as it goes into the back post. And I'm thinking I am going to change to last season's formation because this has not worked at all. Let's go and make changes here. So this is not last season's formation. This is the formation from 2 seasons ago. Have we got the players to do this? I mean, Jack Brown is already absolutely shattered. He only came on as a substitute. How do I make this work? I think I'm going to bring Jack Brown off for Sawunmi, who is then going to go into defence there. I mean, this is really difficult to know what to do here. Gabadebo can play that, but he's much better as a central defender. How can I change this round? So I'm going to go Waltman in the number 10 position. I'm going to go Marsh Hughes as an advanced playmaker on attack. And I'm going to go Ryan Crosdale as a ball-winning midfielder on defend. Keep him in the same role. Price is going to be an advanced forward. And Lloyd Marsh Hughes is going to be a deep lying forward. So we're going to go with that, and we are going to go attacking, and we are going to see what the players can come up with here. We're going to full on press. We're just going to really throw caution to the wind. I just feel like we have done absolutely nothing in this game. We're going to distribute to the target man, distribute quickly. This is very frustrating. I'm going to look to hit early crosses as well. Let's be more expressive and go more direct. I'll leave it at that there. We are now going to play out from defence, seeing as we've got so many defenders on the field now. And I'm going to stop passing into space because, again, we just have not created anything in behind them. So let's see what these changes can do. I've got one substitute left further down the line. Disappointing that Jack Brown, I guess he's picked up a knock to be that tired. Jack Brown gets a ball in there. Can this highlight come to anything before those changes kick in? Would be really nice to go 1-1, and it was very close as Price forces another save out of the goalkeeper. Hughes putting in the corner, that's headed away. And can we now demand more from the players? We've maybe got into it a little bit more now. Maybe the fitness is starting to tell a little bit. 20 minutes to go. What changes do we make here? I think I'm actually going to bring a defender off. I'm going to bring Gabadebo off because he's very tired. And I'm going to bring on Mason Burstow. And I'm going to go full out 3 strikers. So let's put Price in the middle there. And I'm going to go Mason Burstow as a poacher, I think. I think he can play that role pretty well. No, he can't, but he can be a pressing forward. Let's get in there. So we're now really throwing caution to the wind, aren't we? We are really letting this go now. I mean, is there anything else I can change here? I mean, we're basically doing everything we can. We'll stop playing out to defend to the defense. Look to just get it into those 3 strikers as quickly as possible. Let's see if we can get something out of this. We have only lost 1 league game all season at home against Chester. I would hate to lose this one here. I feel like this was a real opportunity. Let's go full out attack for the last 10 minutes of the game. And I'm going to berate the players. It's been a poor performance as they get a corner. Can we deal with it? No, we can't. This has been an abysmal performance. Gloucester go level on points with us now, with a game in hand. We have just handed them the initiative. What a really disappointing performance. Real shame. We just have not turned up at all here. And now we have only a day's rest before we go away to Chester as well. It could get even worse. A nice goal there. Is that onside from Burstow? It is. Come on, boys. Let's do this. Come on. Let's demand more. And finally, the tactics seem to have had an impact as Burstow gets in for his 4th Rushden Diamonds goal. Is there a late twist in the tail here? Another highlight. We win it back. Burstow on the break. He's got good speed. Can he get a cross in here? He can. It's a poor cross, but it's not away yet. And Marsh Hughes goes close. Come on, boys. One more. There's 5 minutes to go. Come on. Let's get one more out of this, please. A corner for them again. Can we get something on the break? Is it going to give us another highlight here? It's not. Come on. There is one more. Can it be a late equaliser for us? We get it back. They win it back now. And we are really light at the back. But it is not dealt with yet. Come on. They've won it again. We just have not been able to cope with them at all, and they have finished it off. Oh dear. And I really feel like this was an opportunity missed. as strong a team as they are, as good as they are, this feels like we've really not given a good account of ourselves today at all. That good run of form we've had, and it's been a really, really disappointing performance. You can see we got nowhere near them on the XG. We didn't create nearly enough. And I think I've got to throw a water bottle. Yeah, the players are not very pleased with me, but I think that's entirely justified. I think I'm entitled to expect better of these players now. Even if Gloucester are the league favourites, we stay top on goal difference, but I mean, Gloucester have just been consistently winning those games, so yeah, disappointing. And now we're without Jack Earing for a month. What a shame. And hopefully we are going to have that new midfield addition now. So, right, well, we've got just 2 days until we play Chester. Marsh Hughes is going to be suspended for that game as well. So we're without a midfielder, without our number 10. Yeah, it's kind of falling apart a little bit, isn't it? I will see you guys back when you click on the link for part 2 of today's episode. I will see you guys back for Chester away to see if we can recover from this defeat and keep our title push going. See you very shortly.